Something that's remarkably unique about this tournament that a lot of professional players aren't going to be happy about is that this tournament isn't just, hey, you're the best poker player in the world, you get to come play. Even though Triton has pretty small field tournaments, it's found its spot in the poker ecosystem because there are a special amount of players that want to play the biggest stakes in the world, and they want the high-end experience, the high-end production, and no other stops have high rollers, but Triton is only high rollers. That's what's unique about it. You show up to one stop and you're like, okay, I'm going to play a 50K, but then I'm going to play a 5K main event or a 10K main event and then go home. Triton's like, we're going to warm you up with a 50K. And then you're going to play 100K. And then maybe in the middle of the year, if you can pull it together, you're going to show up and play a $1 million tournament, the biggest buy-in in the history of poker. It's a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence. Like I said, I've played poker over a decade. This is the first time I've ever witnessed, any of us witnessed anything like this. I may be in a pot against one of my best friends in the world, but if I draw a hand that I have to bluff with, you'll see me bluff with it. The shot clocks in this poker tournament are unique. They are quite fast pre-flop, and you get a little more time per street. You get 20 seconds before the flop, 25 seconds on the flop, 30 seconds on the turn, and then 30 seconds on the river. Now that may sound like quite a lot of time, but 30 seconds whizzes by so fast. If, say, you make a bet and an opponent has put you all in on the river, 30 seconds feels like 2 seconds. You have to think about hundreds of different elements into this poker hand, down to what your cards are, what your side card is. Do you have a physical tell on this person? If you take a little more time, will they give off something? What is the price you're getting? So you have to consider the math element, the human element, and under all of this, you have to have a clear enough head to do this in under 30 seconds. It's going to be really, really extreme. It's great for them that they get to play the first 6 levels against one another, because they get to work the edge off. So once you work off those butterflies, you generally will start to think clearer, you'll take time. So that adjustment period, I actually think once level 7 comes in, it's going to be really, really interesting because it's going to get much better for one side. We're all not playing the exact same way by any means, but there's a lot of fundamental things that you will commonly see professional poker players do. So if you're in the dark and you've never played with a good pro before and you sit down and play with them, you're going to have a decent idea of the way that they approach thinking about the game. Huge range of what they can do. Some of them are completely bananas, some of them never want to take risk. You're just in the dark for 30 seconds and you could end up making a catastrophic mistake by calling against a guy who never bluffs or folding against a guy who's completely out of his mind. So it's really fun to have to guess so much on this giant spectrum of where does this amateur stand.